Even the sweetest apple has a potential danger at its core. In the middle of every apple seed is a chemical that, when digested, can turn to cyanide. Although each seed contains only a small amount, it's still a powerful and deadly poison. Today, our lesson is about a woman who was much like the apples that fall from the tree and are often discarded. However, this particular apple was picked up by a queen. Little did she know that apple, which should have been left on the ground to rot, would ultimately lead to her demise. That murderer's name is Yolanda Saldivar, and she is directly responsible for the tragic and untimely death of Selena. Like most of you, I'm sure, once Yolanda was imprisoned, I forgot about her. Justice was served and she was locked away for life for killing our Tejano queen. However, she resurfaced this year, hoping for parole. Her parole denial happened in March of this year, and she claims she has paid for her crimes and is a healed woman. It honestly gave me life to see all the content created about her possible release. Many people have noted that she is much safer in prison than out here with all of us. And honestly, they're right. No one has forgotten, and it doesn't look like anybody's forgiving. So let's get into her story. Mirror of shadows, secrets untold, reflections in darkness, stories of old. Gaze into the glass where the truth resides, revealing the rotten souls inside. By my magic and moonlight, I call to thee. Show me the truth of our history. Magic mirror on the wall, who is the most rotten one of all? Hi, hello, and howdy, my darlings, and welcome to Rotten to the Core. I am Ravenna Revenge, the not so evil queen, and I am absolutely delighted to have you embark on this enchanting journey with me. Yolanda Saldivar is a Texas local, born in September 1960 in San Antonio. It appears that her childhood wasn't ideal. Honestly, whose is? Her dad worked hard as a head waiter, but Yolanda was one of 7 children. And I don't care how much money you make, that's gotta be expensive. She was known as a blend-in child, not really drawing the attention of many friends. And not only did she go to multiple schools throughout her childhood, but she was also known to be a little chubby and made fun of because of it. It's hard enough to make friends when you transfer schools often, even more so, I assume, if you were a chubby girl, especially in the 60s and 70s. I honestly don't understand how I wasn't bullied in school. I was gay as hell, severely obese, with a bowl cut and straight across bangs, and highlights, in the rural Midwest in the 90s. Maybe height, self-confidence. Was it because I was mean to the boys? Yolanda might not have had confidence as a child, but by the time she graduated high school, she was on the path to a quite happy life. If only that had been enough. At that time in the US, women were often taught to believe that there were only a few jobs that were available to them: secretary, teacher, hairdresser, and a nurse. So Yolanda went to school for nursing. She would end up going to multiple different universities in pursuit of her nursing degree. And again, she wasn't known for making many friends. Instead, her free time was spent obsessing over losing weight and finding a husband. Been there, dodged that bullet. The 80s, 90s, and early 2000s were a wild time for all sorts of diet trends. Literal diet pills that were essentially speed that you could buy where you get your groceries. It was crazy. It must have worked because Yolanda had enough confidence to go out and find a husband. And I'm not sure if it was a personal choice or if they had fertility issues, but the couple ended up adopting 3 children, one of whom was Yolanda's niece. So far, so good, Yolanda. You grew from that awkward girl into a successful nurse who was now working part-time and taking care of her children. If only she would have stayed that way. Come to find out, it was settled out of court, but a former employer sued Yolanda after it was found that she had embezzled nearly $10,000 from him. And I'd love to find out how she got out of that one. I tried to find it, no luck. Yolanda really needed some friends. When she wasn't working or caring for her 3 adopted children, she now began a new hobby of Tejano music. She quickly became obsessed with it and began looking for anyone who would let her start a fan club for them. She was turned down by several singers multiple times. They probably saw that look in her eye. And believe it or not, Yolanda didn't even like Selena in the beginning. She hated that she won so many awards and saw it as Selena stealing the awards away from the singers Yolanda actually liked. But the few friends Yolanda managed to make in the Tejano scene convinced her to go see Selena at the beginning of the end. During what I'm sure was a magnificent concert, Yolanda lost her ever-loving mind, quickly channeling every last bit of obsession into poor Selena. Knowing what we know now, I wonder if her obsession at the beginning was actually with Selena or if she just instantly saw her as a cash cow. Directly after the concert, Yolanda managed to get a hold of Selena's dad, Abraham's number, and began harassing him with relentless calls. She wanted to open a Selena fan club, and Abraham wanted nothing to do with it. Sadly, after even more relentless calls, Abraham agreed to Yolanda's demands, and she had her foot in the door of Selena's world. And Selena, bless her heart, was such a good person. She overlooked all the red flags from Yolanda that everyone around her started pointing out. Yolanda acted like she was the heart of the entire thing. After getting the fan club to 5,000 members and working at managing several of Selena's clothing stores, it all went to her head. She became entitled, demanding, and even shadier. She didn't even wait long before she started stealing from Selena. Several fan club members complained that they sent their checks to join, but never received any of the perks. And if that wasn't enough, she also began embezzling from the boutiques as well. She also snagged up any and all freebies she could while riding Selena's coattails. You know the scene from the movie Selena, where the employees all pull their money together to buy her a nice gift, and Yolanda tells them that she'll pick it out. That actually happened. I thought it was just added for movie effect. So Yolanda took their money, bought the gift, and told Selena that she alone bought it. Who the hell does that? By now, Yolanda has cemented herself in Selena's life, spending her days working for and traveling with, and gaining more confidence that she will not be caught in her thievery. But it's difficult to remain hidden when multiple people come forward about missing checks and things not adding up. This leads Selena's dad, Abraham, on a fact-finding mission, sending him on a journey through all the books and to Yolanda's doorstep. I truly believe she never thought that she would be caught because when Selena, her dad, and her sister confronted her about the missing money and forged checks, Yolanda denied it and started playing the victim. She left that meeting with nothing left to lose. She had lost her job, her livelihood, her obsession, and now her cash cow. She had been caught red-handed and now only had one thing left to cling to. That last small connection to Selena, a folder of essential business documents that Selena needed to get back. They must have been important because Selena contacted Yolanda to broker peace and get the documents. They had an initial meeting, and right after that meeting, Yolanda went out and bought a gun. She did return that same gun once, but rebought it before then checking into a motel to set up another meeting with Selena. At the next meeting, Selena and her husband went to meet Yolanda and received several documents, but they weren't the ones they needed. I do think Yolanda intended to murder Selena at that next meeting, but was thrown off when she showed up with her husband. Even more messed up, when Selena went back to the motel, Yolanda claimed that she had been sexually assaulted recently and begged Selena to take her to the ER. Once they got there, doctors ran tests on Yolanda and found no evidence that matched her claims of sexual assault. Must have been the cobwebs that tipped them off. At this point, understandably, the gig was up. Selena had had it with Yolanda's BS. The mask was off, and she finally saw her for who she was, a manipulative, lying, thieving, whack job. She drove Yolanda from the ER back to the motel, and that's when Selena lost her patience. She grabbed Yolanda's purse and dumped it into the bed, trying to grab the documents and end this encounter. But sadly, along with the documents, that gun that Yolanda had bought fell out of the purse. As soon as she saw it, Selena is said to have ran, and Yolanda grabbed the gun and shot her in cold blood. The bullet hit her in her lower right shoulder, hitting a vital artery. As she was bleeding out in a state of shock, Selena made it to the lobby of the motel before identifying Yolanda as the shooter and collapsed. All the while, Yolanda was chasing her, yelling the B word at her. I think that shows the depths of Yolanda's mentally unstable psyche. She forced her way into his inner circle, cheated away thousands of dollars, got caught for it, shot Selena, and is now calling her the B word. Get real, honey. And as we know, unfortunately, on March 31st, 1995, at 1:05 p.m., Selena was pronounced dead. She was 23 years old. While Selena was fighting for her life, and now her family grieved, Yolanda spent 9 hours in a standstill with police. She had trapped herself in her vehicle with the gun she used to kill Selena. The police were on the phone with her, trying to get her to turn herself in. But it wasn't until she found out that in fact she was now a murderer that she threatened to take her own life. Yolanda was arrested and charged with first-degree murder, even though she claimed it was an accident, something no one believed. She was charged with the murder of Selena in October of that same year, and given a lifetime sentence with the possibility of parole, which was in March of this year. And thankfully, it was denied. But she will be able to file again in 5 years. And hopefully, no one will fall for her lies then either. I don't care how much time has passed. I don't believe the innocent, changed grandma persona she now portrays in prison, especially when she was up for parole. She stole from Selena, bought a gun twice, and set up multiple shady traps in which to get Selena alone and vulnerable to attack. Yolanda is a cold blooded killer who took away a beautiful source of joy and light to the world. And I hope she spends the rest of her days behind bars. I'd love to hear what you think about the murder of Selena. Do you think Yolanda intended to do it? Or was it just an accident as she claimed? Should she still pay for her crime? Or do you believe 30 plus years in prison have reformed her? Let me know. On that note, let's cleanse ourselves and I'll let you be off on your way. In the darkness, deep and troubles long, within my heart I carry song. Through life's most rotten days, I stand my ground and make some waves. Though storms may strike and shadows fall, my spirit stands unbowed by all. So be it. If you enjoy Rotten to the Core, please follow me on Instagram or join me on Patreon. Both of those are at It's Rotten to the Core. If you have any ideas for future lessons, please email me at mothman8atemyass@gmail.com. I hope you all have a nice day. I will talk at you next time. And in the meantime, be happy, find peace, and don't hurt anyone.